Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, talking outdoors every Saturday morning for 90 minutes on this January the 23rd. Really appreciate T. Roy Broussard coming on with us, talking about his love of fishing and how he is going full-time, and besides being a fireman and all the other stuff he does. But I love talk fishing. We're going to talk fishing with this next guy.
Oh, yes, we are. And
because
I have to tell you.
Yeah.
You talk about somebody that knows how to catch a smallmouth up at Lake Erie or Lake St. Clair. Anytime he's in a tournament up there for BASS or whomever,
yes,
he's usually one of the favorites.
Well, he's all over the world, and that's our good friend Joe Balog. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, how are you this morning?
Hey, man, we know that you're in Vegas, right?
I am in Vegas currently, yeah, and I've recently moved from the north to Florida, so
yes.
I'm fishing in the north, I'm fishing in Florida, I'm traveling, I'm all over the place.
You all over, because the last time we talked to you, you were in Florida, and which is a kind of a unique situation from a Great Lakes guy to Florida. And now, of course, you're representing a lot of different people, and one of those people that we really appreciate is Noel Vick and all the friends at Traditions Media. But we want to talk to Joe a little bit because he's had a few. You had a few tackle boxes in your day, Joe?
I have, and it's funny because I think we're going to talk probably something about Plano.
Yes.
And I have been involved in one way or another with Plano my entire fishing career now, over 20 years. So I've seen everything from the earliest soft cider days to the modern stuff to everything in between, and I'm always excited they come out with. I don't know how they keep coming out with new ideas for a tackle box, but they make them better.
Well, they really do, and Joe. They've got a tackle box out now, the Hydro-Flo Tackle Box, and I know that you're
like a car.
You fish in some big waters and stuff is going to get wet. But one of the things that you don't want to see is your tackle box to get wet on the bottom, as it's just not a good deal. But with this Hydro-Flo system, that's a pretty awesome tackle system.
Yeah, they came out with the Hydro-Flo idea. I don't know how long it's been, 3-4 years ago.
3 or 4 years
now.
ago, yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And originally I was one of the proponents of keeping everything waterproof and using their O-ring style waterproof sealed boxes.
Yep.
And,
right.
And water was the enemy. And then I think they really probably started the Hydro-Flo idea is make it convenient and a novel way for saltwater anglers to go ahead and rinse their gear. Basically what it is it's there's Hydro-Flo stowaway boxes that have holes in them, but this bag we're talking about now, which I think we're going to talk about, the M series.
Yeah, the M series.
That's right.
These bags have the bottom of them, instead of a big, foam padded bottom or whatever it would be, they have almost like a grate, a real hard plastic, indestructible style grate with holes in it. So if the bag takes on water, or if you rinse your gear at the end of the day or whatever, the water just runs right out the bottom. So I was up in the air, and then a couple years ago, when Hydro-Flo first came out, I did some tests on my own where I took some of the stowaway boxes and kept bass tackle in them, and I left them in my boat for the entire year, and I rinsed them on a regular basis, and I got them wet on a regular basis, and I didn't do anything but just throw them back in my storage compartment, and they air dried themselves with the ventilation in them, and all my gear looked just as good as it did when I put it in there. So I've kind of changed and really accepted the Hydro-Flo idea and the Hydro-Flo theme, and now doing some inshore fishing for saltwater, it's a no-brainer. You got to have it.
Right, especially with the salt. A lot of people think that you don't have. You can leave stuff out, but when you're around saltwater, you can't leave the stuff out because of corrosion. I mean, first thing that happens to hooks, there's a little bit of corrosion, and with the sharpness gone on the hooks and everything else, and it's pretty amazing. And these tackle systems that Plano has now with the Hydro-Flo system in it, there's several different ones of them, and I know they've got one now that has kind of like a canopy over it that keeps the whole thing waterproof, doesn't
Amazing.
it?
Amazing.
Yeah, and there's all different types. Again, the theme really is the ability for the whole product to get wet and then water just to run out.
Right.
A beast of a bag. That's what I've been told, and I like that.
This new one is a whole different ball game. The M series, basically what they've done is they've taken their traditional big Hydro-Flo bag, which normally would hold bass tackle and hold 3,700 boxes in different stowaway boxes, and they've emptied that out and they've put in a big giant grid kind of grate system to hold hanging baits.
Yeah,
that's right.
Specifically, musky style baits or
big baits,
big topwater baits, or anything that's big and hard to store, and they just hang in there vertically, and it'll hold a bunch of them.
25. Yeah, it'll get at least 25 of these things, and so it's got to be a beast of a bag.
Yeah, and that's always been the challenge. I can remember ever since I've ever worked with Plano, you'd be at a sports show and someone who was a musky angler or a striper angler would come up and they would all say, "You don't make a box to hold our gear because the lures are too big."
Yeah,
right.
And the only way to hold those baits is just hang them. So this allows people to do that. It's a system similar to what people have made for themselves for years. But then afterwards, you can rinse them all off. If they're saltwater applications, regardless, if they're in the rain, the water runs out. And this bag just holds everything, and you never have to worry about the care and maintenance of those baits.
Holds 25 hanging compartments plus one 37 series stowaway, which I'm amazed the stowaway's included. And this thing sells for $80.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the bags too themselves are light years ahead of where they were just a few years ago as far as the quality and the craftsmanship of the bags. The bags look like, travel luggage style.
That's what
bags.
they said, yeah.
Extremely heavy duty with big giant zippers. That's the other thing about Plano is you're not going to get a piece of equipment from Plano that's going to break. I mean, they've been doing this. They've been around the block. They know what works, what doesn't work. They know what kind of big high grade zippers to use. I mean, this is a really, really high end bag, but it holds up to the elements, and it's very, very functional.
They've been more than around the block. They've been around the city and the country, and I don't know how many Plano bags and tackle boxes, even the little ones that we give away at kids fishing rodeos over the years. Joe, you've been at this a long time. Is there anything else out needs to be invented?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I sit and contemplate that, where we're going and where we've been. And, I mean, there's been so many, things in fishing just in recent times that have taken us just so many steps further. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Luckily, there's a bunch of people that must sit around and think about that because they keep inventing stuff that we all say, I don't know how we didn't think of that before. And, this is another example of that. But I'm sure that we'll all be draining our wallets and buying new stuff every year for as long as we fish.
Well, I know 2011, Plano's original guide series, the Hydro-Flo Tackle Bag, got ICAST Best of Show.
Yep.
So we're talking about 5 years ago, and here we come in now with the M series, which is kind of like the messenger bag, I think they call it there, when it comes down to it. So I know the SHOT Show is rolling out there in Vegas. Joe, is it one thing that do you look forward to this every year?
The SHOT Show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the hunting side's big show. I was introduced in the outdoor industry through fishing, and I'm a fisherman at heart, but I do some work in the hunting industry specifically, really for Plano and all their brands and products on the hunting side. And it's this is the big mega show. It's fun. There's a lot of excitement. You see all the new stuff. It's crazy. It's hectic. It's Vegas.
It's big.
It's big. That's what Bill Cooksey says.
Hey,
I mean,
Joe, while you're there, tell our buddy Pat Calmerton we said hello.
Okay. Yeah, he's Mr. Las Vegas, actually.
Oh, is he Mr. Las Vegas? Okay. Well, I'm
That's
sure.
a shocker.
That is a shocker. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise us.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, Joe, hey, buddy, thank you for taking time in Vegas out there. Always good to talk to you. Great job. And folks, again, you can go, of course, to that Plano website, just planomolding.com. Find out information. And I recommend you just Google Joe, Balog. Fascinating guy. What a wonderful career. And have fun in Vegas, Joe. Be sure to come back, okay?
Yeah, I'm now that I live in Florida, I'm always anxious to go back home. So I'm ready to get down there and catch fish.
I don't blame you, buddy. Take it easy. We'll talk to you down the road, okay?
Thank you both so much.
All right, talk to you. All right, Joe Balog out in Vegas. I was just wondering about, because he's, he spends so much time fishing, how he feels. I know Wong's been to ICAST.
Love it.
Love the ICAST, and a lot of people like the ICAST because it's, SHOT Show is so big.
It's big, but for a fishing guy who likes to hunt a little bit, I think SHOT would be a lot of fun if you don't do it all the time.
I think it would be a lot of fun.
As a guy from the hunting side, when I go to fishing things, media events, that sort of thing, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
This is almost not even business. This is about a hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And on my bucket list is to go to a SHOT Show, and I'll make it one day.
Hey, you'd enjoy yourself.
You would.
I know I would.
They have lots of food. Believe me. And I don't know if they have, but most companies have breakfasts and meals and stuff like that. Yeah. And if there's food, Ron Wong will find it, that's for sure.
Wait a minute. Not just me. I see 3 other guys in here in the studio that like food too.
Yeah, all right, I'm hungry. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back, and we're going to continue a conversation with a company that maybe you golfers know is Wynn Incorporated. But they got some pretty good deals in fishing grips on those rods. And we'll talk that on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.